Kill Caller. You're on the air.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, first time caller, long time listener. But I want to talk about the Crew movie, of course. But first, just real quick, do you still listen to Howard, Chris?
Not often. Every now and again.
Oh, my only question is Tim James kind of like your guys' Bobo? I think you convinced him by the end of. I think you convinced him by the end of the conversation he didn't like the movie. It's like, ooh.
Probably right. That's a good comparison.
Has a good heart and all. God love him. But you're so right, dude. The movie was cheap, B-level. It had its charms, obviously, and some of the debauchery scenes were cool, but definitely not something you need to watch again.
Well, what was the cool debauchery scene that stood out for you?
Well, the one that was replicated from the book where Tommy said, every day it's like this. I wake up at 5, and then I snort a line of, what did he say, zombie powder. Then I do this, and they kind of did a fast forward through his day. I thought that was well done.
I like that too.
I thought the director had some kind of flair there. That he was kind of bringing that to life. That was cool. And I think some of the '80s stuff, just the vibe of Sunset Strip, came alive, especially for people like me who live in LA, where Sunset Strip is not like that anymore. It's like Disneyland now. You kind of wish you could go back to that. So I think that was good. But yeah, dudes, I mean, here's the real question. When you see a movie like this, which is kind of like a rockumentary version of a movie, very A to B to C by the numbers, you kind of go, well, aren't there a million other bands that deserve a movie like this? Hopefully a better one. Metallica would have a good movie. Pink Floyd could have a movie. Led Zeppelin, all the crazy stuff they did in the 70s with groupies and hotels. Like, I'm surprised there hasn't, I think there will be those movies, but that's what I wanted to ask you. Like, how many bands are probably more deserving of a movie like this with a bigger budget, hopefully, than The Crew and Dirt?
I'm going to be honest. I'll go first, Neely, and you can definitely jump in on this. I think that The Crew movie actually hurts the cause to do more of them. I think the cause was way up there with the Queen movie. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't like the Queen movie either. I thought the Queen movie was kind of shitty too. But people did like it, and it won awards and whatever, and it opened the door real wide to do these kind of movies. But now this Motley Crue is being fair to what it is. It's getting mixed reaction. There's plenty of people out there to tell you it's the greatest movie of all time. There's plenty of people that'll tell you it was a big bag of shit. So I think that it hurts. What I also think really, really hurts in this day and age in 2019 is the fact that there's so much footage of all of these bands out there, and there's no real reason to have an acted movie. You can get producers to do a 2 or a 3 hour documentary on these bands that is way more compelling than, having a bunch of actors and trying to tell a story and trying to relive a moment. And I'll point to one that I love that's not even metal necessarily, but I think is just one of the best things ever, is the Eagles documentary.
And that's a 2-parter.
That thing, you come out of that realizing everything you would want to know about the Eagles, how much they fucking hated each other, how tough it was on the road, but yet how they still had a gift every time they were together. And I don't know that there's any way possible to capture that with a bunch of actors trying to portray it. You're certainly not going to capture it better than they did right there. And I honestly think that you're probably not going to see a ton of these kind of movies. I mean, you might see an influx of them because obviously, but they come out they're a mixed bag. The Temptations one was excellent. The Def Leppard one was dog shit. Queen was excellent, or decent. I don't think it was excellent, but it won Academy Awards, so we'll say excellent. The Motley Crue was kind of shitty as far as I'm concerned. They go in. The Straight Outta Compton was excellent. Tupac was terrible. Biggie was
Elton John's coming up.
Who? Elton John? That's gonna stink. That just looks bad. That even the preview of that looks bad. But anyway, go ahead, Neely. What do you think?
Well, I'll agree with Chris that as a music fan, I would be more apt to watch a behind the music documentary before I would watch a acted movie about a band. Anytime that there's realistic footage about anything, I'll watch that first. If it's a reenactment of anything, chances are I won't even look at it. It's like if I know the story of a band, you mentioned Led Zeppelin or Pink Floyd. Led Zeppelin had a movie. It's called The Song Remains the Same. That had live footage, that had interviews, that had, even though it was 1973, 4 years into their career, they already made a documentary / movie of Led Zeppelin. Obviously there's more to the story from there on, but for me personally, I agree with Chris. There's enough footage out there of actual events to put together a 1.5 to 2 hour documentary movie of any legacy band out there. So I would be more apt to watch that just because I enjoy the actual footage. It's just like if I were to have a choice between watching a movie reenacting the JFK assassination or actually watching the real footage, I'll watch the real footage every time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. You guys, I blew what I was about to say. Oh, I know what it was. The Bohemian Rhapsody is a perfect example of what you just said, Neely. The last 20 minutes are basically a recreation of footage you can watch on YouTube.
Exactly. So what's the point? What's the point? Why bother?
Right. Well, I'll tell you what. One thing is it's Oscar bait. Because he won the Oscar. The guy, Joaquin Phoenix, played Johnny Cash, won the Oscar. Jamie Foxx played Ray Charles, won the Oscar. Like playing a biography person, not even musicians, let's just talk musicians, can't, obviously Crew's not in that category, but it could lead to Oscars. And I think as long as you get that and money in the bank, you're going to get some of these guys. And maybe it's best when the subjects are already dead, like Freddie. Or Ray Charles is still alive at the time, but on death's door, maybe that's what it takes. But I think we'll still see him, but hopefully it's a better caliber band that actually have some sort of dramatic through line, to put it in Hollywood terms.
Yeah.
But when is the last time you really cared about an award being given to anything, be it a Grammy Award or an Academy Award or anything? When did you ever really care about that?
Oh, like a long time ago. I'm just saying the industry's driven by it. But yeah, I hear you. I'm not like throwing a party that night and betting on it for sure.
Yep. No, I agree.
That's it, guys. The only other thing I was going to say is it's funny that 3 of the 4 actors playing Crew, I think, are British or Danish, Scandinavian. And, of course, Machine Gun Kelly, I believe, is American. But that's it. So you have to go overseas to find kind of nobody actors we haven't heard of to play these guys. So you can kind of see the budget at work there.
Exactly.
Right on, guys. Awesome. Love you. See you later. I forget the slogans because I'm a new caller, but I
the slogans.
And I'll be listening. Well, you know what I mean.
Oh, you got it. All right.
Hand job, hail and kill.
Slogans. I don't know your slogans.
It's interesting that we're getting quite a few new listeners, new callers.
Oh, that's cool. I appreciate that.
It's good.
Yeah, you're not beating their asses either, Chris. You're not swearing at them and making them feel bad for calling.
I'm not. People, that's such an overblown thing. I only beat their ass when they act like fucking stupid.
Hail and kill caller, you're on the air.
What's happening, guys?
Hey, what's happening?
How you doing?
How was your day? How was your day? Are you good?
All right, what you got, dude?
So, just wondering what you thought of the Lords of Chaos compared to the Dirt.
I'm gonna assume you didn't see it, right, Neely?
I did not see it. No.
Oh yes.
I think it was equally cheesy, but I think it's a better movie. I think I mean
After,
the kills are just cheesy as fuck. The especially killing the gay guy in the park was beyond cheeseball. But
yeah, and I guess that really did happen too.
yeah, of course not. But
It was unrelated to mayhem though, which I didn't understand why they even put that in there.
It just doesn't happen enough.
Jesus, Neely.
Oh,
No, I don't know. It was cheesy, but it was brutal. I mean, the way they killed Euronymous was fucking brutal. Good Lord, that was tough. But
yeah, somehow that worked for that movie better, but the Motley one, I just wasn't. I don't know, man. There was just too many holes in the story.
I think the Lords of Chaos may have been better because it was a dark story that was told in a dark way. I think they tried to, in the Motley, they tried to make it fun that Nicky was a fucking heroin addict. And they tried to make it fun that Tommy was beating his chick and Vince was killing people.
And they completely skipped over the Pamela Anderson thing, which is really strange because that was way more, got way more public attention. But I have a feeling she maybe
said no.
Apparently those persons have to sign off or okay that agreement to be portrayed in those movies. And I'm thinking maybe either her or Tommy said, no, don't put me in this.
She probably did, but the part that I, going back to what I was saying, I thought that they took the darker parts in the Dirt and tried to make them, I don't want to say fun because that's not the right word, but not as
lighthearted,
disgusting. Like when Razzle got killed. They got him going.
Yeah, that was weird.
I see the colors of the rainbow.
Yeah, it's like Christmas.
Yeah, it's like, stop it. Stop trying to make it like it was this glorified ending to a great life. It was a douchebag that got killed in a drunk driving accident. That's what happened. Don't try to add sunshine to a fucking cloudy day, as the old song says.
Yeah.
It just.
The only good thing about it is, at least in this one, they were able to use the actual music. All the artists for the Lords of Chaos told those directors to fuck off.
Yeah.
And no music in the movie.
But even that, but they didn't, because what were they? Was it Kickstart My Heart maybe that they had like Hailstorm or somebody singing real slow when Nicky was using heroin?
I think it was, yeah.
I don't know if it's Hailstorm or not, but it was some chick.
They did show him doing it in the studio though, didn't they?
Yeah, I'm not saying that they didn't use some of their music, but they had the ability to use all of their music, and they didn't. They still went to outside people, which made no sense at all.
The music was was obviously somebody different, but it's like the vocals sounded to me like Vince's voice. I just wondered who was performing the vocals.
Well, I mean the band were the executive.
Sounded like the real track.
Well, it could have been because the band were the executive producers, and they own the rights to all their music, so they could certainly use their own music.
Yeah, and they're not going to put somebody that doesn't play the songs correctly on. I think I would hope not, anyways. But seems like they definitely cut a lot of corners in the production there.
That's putting it lightly.
That's a very nice way to put it, sir.
Take some corners.
I'm not too attached to this band, so I can be.
They cut corners on that thing to make it smooth as a cue ball.
I like a couple songs from Motley, and yeah, I agree with Chris. They were cool the first two albums. They kind of lost me after that. I just always found their music to be kind of anemic, if that makes sense, compared to the other LA bands that were happening. I'm a guitar player too, so compared to Dawkins and Rat and all their contemporaries, I had a hard time latching on to them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to say that
they're important.
they made their mark. They did what they did, and they are. But you can't argue with the sales. But I really had a hard time taking them seriously after a while. I feel like the style and who was sleeping with who and who crashed the car became more important than the music at some point.
No, not untrue. I'm just gonna say the Dirt is kind of just like Motley Crue as a band. There were some really cool moments in it and a lot of bland.
A lot of phoniness, yeah.
A lot of fake blandness.
And I had called earlier and I hadn't seen the post that you guys said to wait to call, so I apologize for that. I'm a first-time caller. I'm Chris. I'm friends with you on Facebook.
Well, you're friends, Chris.
Hey, one of my buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah, close buddy. My good friend. I sound like Eddie now.
My good friend Chris Aiken.
Right.
That reminds me of my good friend Paul Stanley.
You sound like the retarded Eddie Trunk.
Is there any other? I just saw him. I did the prog rock cruise. Cruise to the Edge, and he was on the thing. Motherfucker was at the buffet about every hour on the thing. And he's smaller now. I don't know, but I stayed away from him. I did want to say, why do you whine so much? Oh my God, it's kills. So, anyways, I know the lines are blowing up, guys. Man, love you. I'll check back soon.
All right.
And, thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Hail and kill.
Hail and kill. Fuck you, pal. And job.
There's a guy who remembered all the slogans.
There you go.
That was the other thing. I noticed that they used a Corvette in the scene that killed Razzle rather than a Pantera.
Yeah. Didn't want to wreck an expensive car.
Yeah, well, they had a what was it? It looked like an '84 Corvette that they used for the accident.
Right.
It's like where's the Pantera?
Oh, it's an expensive vehicle.
I know.
Probably got that one from the junkyard and just put a fucking Earl Scheib coat of paint on it.
They probably did.
Probably did.
Hail and kill, caller. You're on the air.
Just a really quick one. I forgot to tell Chris. John Corabi is Thursday night, Chris. So I'll ring, which is Wednesday your time. So I'll be back next weekend with John Corabi.
Tim,
what a big fan of the show you are, Tim.
I will.
Go get your book signed.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I've already thought about that. All right. Cheers. Hail and kill.
All right.
That's Tim again.
Would you like to hear some Reddit comments about this?
Sure, absolutely.
This one is from Dr. Detroit 723.
All right.
What a bag of fucks. I knew that fucking Tim would call in swinging from Six's ball sack. Nikki Sixx is my John Lennon. What a cum stain.
Wow.
Nikki Sixx is a poser, fag. He wasn't even a scumbag like he claimed. Woohoo, you Taco Bell on your dick. Woohoo, you put Taco Bell on your dick and had some fat chick groupie from Iowa stick it in her mouth. Newsflash, fuckhole. She was there for the Taco Bell. Nikki Sixx is my John Lennon. Shut the fuck up, Tim. So there's that.
All right.
And then there's another. Go ahead.
Hail and kill, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, guys. What's going on?
Hey, how was your day?
Not too bad. I'm actually still bored now. I'm watching an old $6 Million Man episode.
All right.
And then listen to you guys at the same time, of course. But thought I'd tell you what I thought of The Dirt as well. Might as well just kind of jump the bandwagon on that. It's Neely from Lima, by the way. How you guys doing?
Hey, very well.
Cool. It was kind of what I expected. Once I heard that Six kind of got rid of Paramount. I guess Paramount Pictures wanted to go ahead and take this film over. But you've seen what happened with Rockstar, where, with the Ripper Owens type thing, that when Hollywood gets a hold of it, kind of gets embellished and, kind of taken out of proportion at that point.
Oh, so no, that actually happened exactly the way it was. You're mistaken.
Right.
That happened exactly the way it was spelled out there.
And maybe, you know, Nicky saw through that. Like, you know what? If Paramount gets a hold of this, now it's turned into The Dirt, you know, meets, you know, Rockstar at this point, and I don't want it to get out of hand, so we'll keep it cheesy like an old Lifetime movie with titties in it, you know. See what happens with this. But overall, though, you know, how do you condense that book into an hour and 48 minutes? Come on.
You don't.
How much do you really go at? Exactly.
But see, dude, to me, that's a failing on them, not a positive on, well, they did the best they. Saying, well, we did the best we could is a fucking cop out. If you couldn't do it in an hour and a half, do it longer. And if you can't get the budget to do it longer, then don't do it. Why do something halfway? Either do it all the way or don't do it.
You know, it really reminded me of the Def Leppard one. You know, it was kind of cheesy along that lines, even the lip syncing and, you know, how quick they throw the songs together. I was like, oh, God, here we go. Here's another Def Leppard documentary. So I don't know. I guess it's just what I expected. You know, I'm not thrilled, but I'm not disappointed either. It's kind of right there.
There you go.
So that's all I got.
Well, did you go to General Dynamics and see our great president give a speech over there the other day?
Unfortunately, I work second trick, so I'm keeping up with it through Twitter and all that stuff. But I would have loved to have been there,
Sure.
honestly.
Absolutely.
So, hey, hail and kill, fuck you, pal, and hand job.
There's my distant relative.
Is he?
Well, he's got the same last name and he's in the same area, so I'm sure that there must be a relation there some way.
Mm-hmm. Who was your dad banging in Lima?
Well, it didn't have to be my dad, that's for sure.
He's spreading the seed.
There's a few Neelys around.
Mm-hmm. All from your dad's ball sack, it sounds like.
Anything else about this?
Well, we got another. Where'd that review go? Had another. Where is it? Here it is. Another review on Reddit.
Okay.
Well, I thought The Dirt was bad, and it is, but this just fucking sucks balls. If I ever see Six, I'm gonna fuck his ham before I fight him.
Fuck his ham?
That's what it says.
Okay.
Like Chris said, everybody always thought Nikki Sixx was dark and mysterious till Karabi got in the band. Turns out he wasn't. Man, fuck Nikki Sixx. He was never close to my John Lennon, but he was my idol for about 2 years in high school. Then I grew up and realized he was a lying, pretentious fuckwad cocksucker.
Wow.
And to be honest, a bit of a deranged psychopath. Who the fuck fakes being a heroin addict? And who the fuck exploits it and recovery for the sake of his image, which boils down to doing it for money? I'm all for everyone having a gig and a persona or whatever to make their way, but this cocksucking homo is a straight up liar. And then I'll stop ranting. Let's be real. Without Vince Neil's unique voice, love it or hate it, Crew would have been a middle of the road average band like Brides of Destruction or 6 a.m. Fuck Nikki Sixx in his dickhole.
Wow. Eric Braverman.
Again, Dr. Detroit.
Okay.
The second post.
Some people are just angry about this.
They're very angry.
I'm angry about this movie.
They are. They definitely are not thrilled. Which I find to be funny, but you know, it is what it is.
It is what it is. All right, well, let's play a Crew tune out of this segment here, and I'll let you pick it.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna go old school and go with Livewire, just because it's fast and it rocks.
Okay.
How's
Would that happen to be on the Livewire release?
That's on the Too Fast for Love. Too fast for love.
Right.
Come on, baby.
Right. All right. Well, here's some Motley Crue with Livewire exclusively here
On your classic metal show.